Hi everyone, I'm Ellen with Classroom Unbound, and I wanted to do a short video today on the curriculum choices that we have for the 2017-2018 school year. So my three children are 6, 5, and 3 years old. So the oldest would be going into first grade if you were in public school, the second would be going into kindergarten, and the third is of course a preschooler. So this year, instead of splitting up the curriculum for the kindergarten and the first grader, I decided to combine them together, and then I'll just make the work harder for the older one and easier if need be for the younger one. So we're going to use the Build Your Library curriculum, the first grade, and I think this would be something that will be good for our homeschool because it'll be a little bit easier for us to work together instead of trying to do two separate curriculums while they're still so close together in age. For my youngest, the preschooler, I'll just be pulling stuff from Pinterest or whatever she's kind of into, a lot of sensory activities and coloring and Play-Doh, whatever she's really into, then we'll work off that. So most of the subjects for my first and kindergartner will be doing together, and then it'll become more individualized with the math and then the writing. So I'll show you the curriculum that we'll be using and where I kind of individualize their education a bit more and kind of how we tie it all together. So my first grader is a fully fluent reader, so I don't have to teach him how to read at all. So my reading focus can be on just my kindergartner. And then my first grader is also somewhere between second and third grade math, so we'll be finishing up second grade this year and then going into third grade math, while my kindergartner will be finishing up his kindergarten math and then moving on to first grade sometime throughout the year. So this is my curriculum binder for the year. I want to put something here, make it look nice and pretty. I haven't found what I'll put there yet, but I printed off this from 5jays.com and just a yearly overview. So our first day of school will be September 4th because we're going to take a road trip over the next 3 weeks. And so we'll start school a bit later this year. I really didn't want to start like on the 14th and then just do 1 week of school and then take off. So we'll just go a bit later and then just go later into the summer, which is fine. And all the yellow are the vacations that we have. And so this is basically just our school year calendar, and whatever days we do, I can color in, and when we don't do school, then I don't color it in. And then I've also written down the activities that we're going to be doing. So we'll do story time and Lego Club, Nature Club, weekly, and then monthly. Want to make sure we stay going bowling, swimming, and then doing field trips. And then the activities that they will be doing, my first grader, piano, soccer, baseball, and kindergartner, soccer, basketball, baseball, and then my preschooler, gymnastics and dance. And here I have the reading list that I'll put here, the read alouds for the family, and then for my oldest, whatever chapter books he reads, and then for kindergartner, when he starts reading books on his own, I'll start putting them on here as well. So as our main spine this year, we're going to be using Build Your Library curriculum for grade 1. And what I've done is customize it just a bit. So I took out this section where it had mythology here, and there was only a few weeks where there was like maybe 1 or 2 days that had a mythology story, and I just moved it up to wherever there was an empty history section. And then I added science in here because we're going to use an additional science. And then it has the literature, and it has, I titled this nature study instead of science. And then art, language arts, math. I haven't written that in there yet, but I'm going to soon. And then for spelling, I have spelling words that I'm going to work with my sons on. And I got those, I put them in the back, and they're from K-12 Reader. And I just used what they have for the 6 weeks, and that works perfect because this curriculum is also 36 weeks long. And so for science this year, we're going to use Sassafras Science. This is very similar in format to Story of the World. So it has a book with stories, and it follows these twins who were flunking out of science, or they failed science, and they have to stay with their uncle Cecil, I think his name is, and he's a scientist, and he basically creates this zip line where they can zip around the world and learn science in a fun way. So this is the main book, just like Story of the World, and then it comes with like a workbook, again, like Story of the World. So it has the activities that you're going to do, and then the sheets at the back. So I think I'll do like another video on just highlighting the Sassafras Adventures. So what we're going to do this semester, or from basically here to December, August to December, is zoology. And then in the spring we'll do volume 2, which is anatomy, I think. So with this, we're using Story of the World, and we kind of played around last year with Story of the World and read just random stories here and there. But this year we're just going to go through the whole thing as laid out by this curriculum. And I love that it has a bunch of literature throughout. So there's like The Tale of Despero, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Tales from the Odyssey, Nim's Island. There's so many stories. I really look forward to reading them. I haven't ordered all of them yet because some of them I'm just going to get from the library. So I look forward to that. And then for our math this year, we're going to be finishing up the primer for my kindergartner and the beta for my first grader. And then he's going to move into the teaching textbook, Math 3, when he's done with the beta program. And then with my kindergartner, I'm not sure what I want to do next for first grade for him. I don't know if we'll stick with Matthew C and then do the alpha, or I'm not sure yet. But I have a little bit of time to decide. So we'll do math Monday through Thursday, and then on Friday I'm going to be doing critical thinking with them. And we got these from Timberdoodle last year. So my kindergartner will finish up these 3 books, and then my first grader will finish the building thinking skills. I think it's important to just have great thinking skills. So this one, it just has different drawings and different boxes that he has to figure out, what shape would it turn into and stuff like that. And then for foreign language, we're going to be doing 52 weeks of German, and it just basically gives you prompts each week to work on. So like week 3, greeting, introductions, and we'll just work on that throughout the week, and then 4, do everything previous and then keep going. And then, so that's going to be our main foreign language that we're going to be working on, because my family's German, so they are part German as well. So I want to make sure we keep that going. And then we're also going to be learning just a little bit of Chinese. This one, the Chinese is not too serious, but just for fun. So to supplement the art history, we're going to be using Vincent's Starry Night and Other Stories. So just basically the beginning of it. We'll look at the history of art, and it'll be perfect for the ancient world, the beginning of this book. I really like how this was laid out. Then we're also using the Usborne Children's Book of Art, and just an introduction to famous paintings. And then for character education, we're going to be looking at the adventures of Mally and Keela, a virtues book for children. So there's a story that you read each week, and try to find the story. Yep. And then at the end of the story are the different focuses and question prompts that you can go over with your children. And then, I already talked about the science, and then that'll be our history. So that'll be the main part of our homeschool this year, and I really look forward to this school year. Looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. What I love the most about homeschooling is being able to individualize their education as need be. The thing I kind of struggle with is labeling them as, kindergartner, first grader, etc., because their levels are so different. So what is your opinion on homeschooling? Should we label them as grade? Should we label them as age? Should we just say homeschooling? What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.